The Republican Party headquarters in Pima County is much more subdued this year compared to the presidential election of 2016. Due to the current pandemic, much of the essential work is happening online or by telephone.
Hi, this is Greg Latta from the Republican Party.
Despite the quieter atmosphere, volunteers like Greg Latta are important as ever.
I felt like I needed to be involved with what was going on. I've observed politics from a distance for a long time, and I feel that it's our duty as responsible citizens to be involved.
Latta says issues important to conservatives are at the forefront this election. Since he has the extra time, he wants to help the GOP.
My values match the Republican Party more than the Democratic Party. I'm a pro-life individual, and so that is a big part. I'm a balanced budget individual. I feel that as a citizen, I have to live on a budget. So the money that we give the federal government and the state government and the local government should all be spent just like my own personal budget.
Of course, you know right now there's a huge deficit, right? And it keeps growing.
Yes, yes. I think it's scary. I really do. And it bothers me when either party overspends.
Local GOP leaders feel positive about the upcoming election, even though Republicans are outnumbered in Pima County. As of Monday, August 31st, the county had nearly 600,000 registered voters. Democrats account for nearly 244,000 out of that total. Republicans are the second largest group at nearly 177,000, and they are followed by others at almost 174,000.
We think we have a very strong ticket, and we're going to give them a run for their money here in blue Pima County.
David Eppeheimer chairs the Pima County Republican Party. It focuses on local candidates and issues, but national news and images of protests and violence, he says, could have an impact in Arizona.
I mean, the country is horrified by what's going on in Portland and other big cities, and I think there will be a big voting backlash against the Democrats on that basis. We try to impress voters and potential voters that we're the party of free enterprise, freedom to and personal responsibility, and law and order. The contrast is pretty vivid.
At the Pima County Democratic headquarters, the pandemic is also affecting operations since most volunteers are working from home. However, Patty Bursback is still coming in. She worked as a precinct committee person in 2016 and wants to contribute again.
I enjoy it. For one thing, I have times on my hands since I'm retired now. I think both parties have good motives, but when you only work with a certain portion of the community, that doesn't work. You need to be all-inclusive and include everybody that you can.
Allison Jones was elected as the chair of the Pima County Democratic Party in 2018. We asked her about their priorities in the upcoming election.
I think we have to, first of all, get folks accessibility to health care, jobs, and wages. When you provide people with that kind of support, law and order follows, freedom follows. We want adequately funded education in this state. Because what happens when you do that? You have an educated workforce that attracts industry.
Jones says the general election is the motivation. It's evident, she says, in the signs posted throughout the community and the palpable enthusiasm. And while there's growing optimism about engagement and participation at both party headquarters, no one is taking anything for granted, especially during a pandemic.
It's been a strange campaign already, and we're still 2 months out. So it'll be an interesting 2 months with a lot of new processes, I think, and a new way to campaign.
I'm hoping that there are a lot of independents who will see the light and vote for Biden. And yeah, it's making me pretty nervous.
This is the election of our lives. You see signs around me saying, "Save our democracy." That is literally what we think is at stake. and we are in this to win.
Regardless of the outcome, for volunteers, it's about taking action, not sitting by and complaining about the system.
I took a Constitution course, and in the Constitution course, as they were wrapping it up, they said that we as citizens need to be involved in the process. I think the more people that are involved, the better our representation of our democracy is.